I'm Katrina, this is Sew and Tare, and today I am showing you how to harvest and it's not really preserve, but at least preserve for a little while, your aloe. So I have aloe plant over here. I planted it from a 2-inch pot. It was this big, and now it has babies of its own, and it is covered up by the peach tree because peach tree got huge this year and I haven't pruned it. So this is what we're doing. I'm going in and going to cut off the outer, well, one of the outer, I guess they would be leaves. One of the outer pieces of the aloe. You harvest from the outside in, not the inside out, because that's the way the plant grows. So aloe is good for a whole slew of things, and it is especially good for putting on sunburns or burns and things of that nature. So some people take it internally, some people use it externally. I tend to use it externally. So let's go in and harvest. Okay, so this is again that peach tree that needs pruning. Ta-da! Here is the aloe. Now it goes all the way down here. It's kind of obscured from these plants that escaped the pond. And you can see it is quite large. It did have a flower spire this year, which I just broke off. That's a flower spire. It's done flowering. And it should have, yep, it has babies down over here. Let me show you that. So, hopefully, I know it's horrible lighting, but you can see there's the inner part, there's one, and then there's babies back there. Well, I don't know if you could actually see that, but trust me, it's there. So we're actually going to harvest one of these today, and I'm actually looking at, let's see which one. Let's do this bottom one here. Actually, let's do this one. So to do this, you just need a knife and go in and cut as close to the plant as you can. And there we go. Alright guys, so here is one of the leaves. Pretty big, and you can see down here on the bottom, see that yellow drippy stuff? We want to make sure that drips out. We don't want that in our product. So I'm going to take this inside, set it in a container, and wait for that to drip. We'll let this sit in water after, and that will go in the water. So again, this drippy stuff, the yellow stuff, is not that great for you. And we want to get rid of it. So I'm going to let this sit here for a little bit longer. We'll rinse the leaf, and then we will sit this in water, and that will help pull out that yucky yellow stuff. Ooey gooey. Okay, I'm going to go rinse this off. Okay, I rinsed out the bowl. Wash this off. You can see it's a nice, more clear gel there. But we'll pull out more of that yellow stuff by letting it soak in the water. So I'm just going to put it over here so it stands up against oops. Put it over there so it stands up against the wall there. And we're just going to set that there for a few hours. The more time that spends in the water, the more of that yellow gunky stuff you'll get out. When you look online, there's various times that people soak this. Some people soak it for half an hour, some people soak it overnight, some people soak it 24 hours. So I figure if I have the time, I might as well soak it on the longer side. So I did want to give it that initial time to get just that, the initial juices out of it, and then once that's out, I can rinse that off, and then with the water, what that will do is it'll pull it out. Now we're going to fillet this and then put it in water again. And so that is the process I follow. If you follow a different process, that's fine. Just be aware that that yellow stuff is not that great for you. It's not great for your skin, and it's not that great to ingest. So just a cautionary tale when you are using your own aloe. All right, so this is soaked overnight, and See, that's clear now. And this used to be clear water. It is not now. I am going to dump this and show you what I do. Alright, we have our cucumber seeds. That's from a different video. Alright guys, here is a warning. Working with aloe is slippery. Make sure your knife control is good. If your knife is getting slimy, go wash it. Your cutting board will get slimy. You're going to want to clean that. You may even have things fall on the floor. That's okay. Pick it up and rinse it off. So what we're going to do is fillet this and then set it in some water to make sure that we get even more of that yellow stuff out. So here we go. So you see that is all nice and clear now. And good. We're going to start by cutting off these little pokies. There we go. Safest way ever to do this. Stationary knife, pull it through. Alright, next up we have our sides look like this, and fillet off the top or the bottom, whichever one you want to do first. Let's see, you guys can see. So what I'm doing is I'm putting my hand on it to keep kind of a little bit of pressure, and then this will go right underneath. So it's going to go underneath my hand, underneath the green part, and so it will be like this. Okay. And we're trying not to cut too far into the actual gel. Well, I'm starting to cut into the leaf. All right. So did you guys see that when I did this? My hand was nowhere near it. All right, guys, you ready for the ooey gooey? Look at this. Ooh. All right, so we're gonna trim this up here. It's the part I didn't get. All right, this is gooey. You can see the slime in there. And what we're gonna do, flip it over and do it again. I'm actually gonna cut this in half because otherwise it's off the board. Oops. Now this side is going to be a little bit harder because it is curved, but that is okay. If you get part of it, you can come back for the rest of it later. So that left some on there, that's okay. We are dealing with ooey gooey slipperiness right now. one little strand here. All right. Ordinarily, I would use my glass pan, but that is at my Oregon house. So we are going to use this metal cake pan. Now we have this clear inside of the aloe vera now, and we're just going to set that in here. You can cut it up, you don't have to. That'll have lots of contact with the water and get those extra yuckies out. So, woo! I'm actually going to cut this in half this way first, because it does have that curve. I'm cutting too thick. Okay, I'm going to turn this around. And again, the aim is to cut just the green part off. And that is harder once you cut one side off, because it wants to slide around. Ooey gooey. All right, we got all the green. Oh, almost all the green. And here we go. There we go. Look at all that. It's like snot, guys. Yuck. Okay, last cut. You might notice I'm setting it up with my thumb below, and then when I get near, I put my thumb up. That way there's no way of getting cut. Because again, the knife is below all my fingers and thumb. Well, that took a little too much of the gel. And again, once it does that, there we go. It gets much more difficult to do because it's slimy. Now someone who is skilled at this and does this all the time can do this super fast. I don't do it very often, so I'm slower at it. Alright, so here's another big piece. Look at that slime. Alright, I am going to cut this one up, just because. Actually, I'll probably pull the other ones out and cut them up too. Look at that. Look at that. Alright guys, I know my light went out. I will plug it in. So I've cut up the pieces, put them in the water, and they're going to sit there for a little bit, probably a few hours, and then I'll change the water out and sit for another couple hours, and then we'll jar it up. So I'll show you that process. Alright guys, time to jar this up. It's been soaking. I was going to soak it again, but I'm not going to. I kind of ran out of time. This is an old honey jar. It's just a mason jar, and a lid on it. It's clean. And here's what I do. So see, there's some gloopy gloop. That's fine. And I just put it in the jar. Now, this is going to partially liquefy in there. Look at that. And that's okay. But then anytime you have a sunburn, or you need some attention to your skin, just take out a chunk and you can rub it on the area, or just set it on the area, and it will be just fine. So if you want to make them smaller, it's fine. If you want to actually put it in the blender and make a gel, that's fine. I find I like to use the chunks, and it goes well. Now, when I do this is obviously not canning. It's not like a safe canning practice. I have no idea if there is a safe canning practice for aloe. My guess is not, for like food. I just put this in the refrigerator, and I'm not using it internally, so I don't know how long it would last for internal stuff, but it lasts a dang long time for external applications when it's in the refrigerator. Now ideally, I could go through and get all those little tiny streaks. I'm not going to do that. Again, this is for external application, so I don't feel I need to go through all of that. You can squish quite a bit into a jar. I'm hoping I can get this whole leaf in here. I think I probably can. Let's see. See if we can do it. I don't know if we're gonna make it. We have one more piece left. Oop. Now, as you can see, this water is clear, which is good. It means we got all the yucky stuff out. I'm gonna try and shove this in here. Let's see if the lid closes. If not, we might have to rethink our options. Lovely sounds. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. It's nice and tight. So there it is. And that is how you make aloe vera. Put it in the refrigerator. It'll be nice and cool when you need to use it. and just rub it on in, and it'll be a nice cooling effect. And this stuff is awesome. It's homegrown, but again, you do need to make sure you get the yellow gunky stuff out, because that is not going to be that great for you. So there are other applications for that part, like medically, but in general, if your aloe vera gel is not clear like this, it likely has either that component, or they, you know, chopped up the whole leaf with the green part as well. So this should be what it should look like. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit the like if you liked it. Pass it along to someone who you know is just gonna get sunburned and needs this in their life. And subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching.